Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be telling you guys about older products that I fell in love with during 2021. Products that I just did not grab as soon as they came out in previous years, and then I kept hearing about them. I kept thinking, I wonder if they are worth it. Finally I took the plunge, I tried them out this year, and well, I fell in love with them. So I'm here to share with you what those products are. None of them are like extremely old. There's like one or two classics in here, but a lot of them came out maybe in 2020 or 2019. Anyways, if you guys are excited for the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first product I want to talk about, I tried at the beginning of the year this year, and it technically came out December last year, so it totally qualifies for this video, and that is the e.l.f. Camo Cc Cream. I believe this launched probably around exactly a year ago, and I tried it around the springtime. When I tell you, this is probably my favorite drugstore foundation type thing. I know it says Camo Cc Cream, but really it feels and looks like a foundation on that I have ever tried. It has a beautiful medium, almost full coverage, medium buildable to full coverage. I have mine in the color 210 neutral for reference. This has an SPF of 30. It has collagen, peptides, niacinamides. I think e.l.f. did an excellent job with this CC cream, and I remember thinking at first that it wasn't really drugstore price. Like the price was not, you know, like under $10 per se. I believe it's 16, and let me tell you, this is worth every single penny. I used it a ton this year. I do have a lot of foundations in my drawer that I reach for, but I did use this quite a bit, probably, I don't know, 10 to 15 times throughout the year, which for me is a lot because I have a lot of foundations to choose from. Anyways, absolutely love every time I wear this product, and I have dry skin, so if you have dry skin like me, just know that this is not going to be drying on you or anything, and well, I just truly enjoyed this one throughout the year. The classic product that I have been hearing about for years and years that I finally tried this year, I am actually wearing right now, and that is this right here. This is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I have mine in 4.5. I got it around the springtime, and this has become one of my favorite foundations of all time. It's super thin, it has a natural finish, it covers all of my redness. Like I said, I am wearing it today, and I just truly think that it makes my skin look flawless. I got this one during the springtime, and I think for a while there I stopped using it because during the summer I got a little bit too tan for it, but I just used it for the first time in a while, and it is now my perfect complexion color, so I think I will definitely be getting a lot of use out of this one during the winter months. So if you, like me, have been hearing about the Luminous Silk Foundation forever and you're still questioning it, definitely go for it because zero regrets. I absolutely love it. I'm not sure exactly when the Velvet Formula by Lisa Eldridge lipsticks came out. I was doing a little research on YouTube and I see videos dating back to like more than 2 years, but I tried them actually a couple months ago at most, maybe even 1 month ago for the first time, and I have fallen in love with them. I have 3 total. I will probably order more the next time I place a Lisa Eldridge order. This one right here is Velvet Jazz, which is this beautiful dark red lipstick, perfect for the holiday season. If you are into a brighter red, velvet ribbon right here is glorious. And the one that I'm wearing in the center of my lips today, I do have a little bit of a darker lip liner around it, is Velvet Intrigue right here. I really love these lipsticks formula. They are matte finish lipsticks, so they're not necessarily the most hydrating on the lips, but they feel very comfortable and they look very nice and smooth. You don't see any crustiness when you wear these lipsticks. And one of my absolute favorite things about them is that they are super long lasting. So I definitely very highly recommend those Lisa Eldridge lipsticks if you haven't tried them yet. I feel like they made me kind of fall back in love a little bit with matte lipsticks. Like I said, they are very creamy mattes, not a dry crusty matte, so they're an acceptable matte in my opinion and super long lasting. I believe this next one has also been around for years now, but I think it gained a lot more popularity during 2021 because it started getting carried at Sephora, and I'm referring to Westman Atelier. This right here specifically is such an amazing product. I just dropped it, so I was checking that it didn't break. Anyways, this is Westman Atelier's contour stick. It is mostly what I wore today to contour and shape my face. I do also have a little bit of a bronzer that we'll talk about later. But anyways, my favorite thing about this is how absolutely natural it looks. If you want to look contoured but you don't want it to be obvious, you want it to be very natural, very easy to blend, I highly recommend this Westman Atelier stick. I have mine in the color Biscuit for reference. Absolutely love the color that I got. It doesn't let me go too dark with my bronzer, which sometimes I need that. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but it's definitely become one of my favorite contour sticks. And if you've been thinking about it, go for it because you will regret nothing. I discovered another Westman Atelier product this year that I also fell in love with, and this one is quite the pretty penny, but it is beautiful. Very, very luxurious feeling. This could be a weapon. If you throw this as a stone to someone's head, you will do some serious damage because it is so heavy. Anyways, it is their cream highlighter. I have mine in the color the Peach, and I purposely wore it only on one side of my face to kind of show you the application and show you the final result. So I have it right here on this side of my face, and I don't have it on here. I'm about to apply it for you just with my finger, and I'm just going to tap it here. This just melts. It melts right into the skin, which I feel makes it very, very special, because even though like you wouldn't think this highlighter is light enough for me, it actually is. It melts right into the skin. It gives me this super beautiful natural glow, and my favorite thing about it is that because it is a cream highlighter, it doesn't enhance my texture. And I mean, not enhancing my texture at this point is all I can ask from a highlighter. It's visible, it's very glowy, and it doesn't make my texture look worse. It is a win in my book. So this is definitely a luxurious thing to get yourself. I believe the price is in the 70s, but if you can, I would. I feel like for some reason a lot of these older things that I finally tried in 2021 are bougie, because we are going from Westman Atelier and Armani to Gucci. And let me tell you, I have reviewed quite a few Gucci things starting I think last year here on my channel, and I've always given you my most honest opinion on everything. Like the foundation, what a waste of my money, hated that. I recently tried a lipstick I actually quite liked, and the eyeshadow palette they came out with a couple of months ago, I didn't even talk about on my channel because that thing was fugly in my opinion. Anyways, time to praise them now. I think that they do powder products right. I'm obsessed with both of these. Let's start with the bronzer right here. First of all, this Gucci bronzer packaging, very luxurious, very beautiful, very fancy. So fancy I've had it for over 6 months, and you can still see the embossing on it because I only want to use it on special occasions. I'm like, that is my fancy Gucci bronzer. I can't use it every day, you know? I do have a little bit of it on today on top of my Westman Atelier contour stick, and you can make it look very, very natural. I have mine in the color 2, which is a little bit darker, but I do like that it's darker because it's a lot more cool toned. I personally prefer neutral bronzers, and this one is, I would say, neutral to like a little bit cooler, but it's a really nice shade for me to bronze and contour with at the same time. I have no complaints about the number 2 shade. I really like it. And one of my favorite things about this bronzer is that it's not matte or satin, and I do think It melts right into the skin, and I do think that this one deserves all of the hype that it gets online. Moving on to the powder, same type of packaging. Instead of having this beautiful Tiffany blue case, it has a cream one. I have mine in shade number 3 natural, and I do have it all over my face today as well. I'm not a huge pressed powder person, but this is a pressed powder that I can personally get behind. I find it to be extremely blurring on my face. I think it looks very natural. It doesn't dry me out. It doesn't have a lot of coverage, so it doesn't change the way that my foundation looks underneath it. It just kind of smooths everything, and I really appreciate it for it. So these are 2 Gucci products that I can totally get behind. I do really like these. Let's get into older eyeshadow palettes that I tried this year and I absolutely fell in love with. Starting with this one right here. This is the Mini Star palette from Natasha, the Nona. I don't feel like a lot of people talk about this one specifically, and I think I probably said something about it in a video, and you guys commented back that it's because a lot of creators who reviewed this palette usually compare it to the regular big star palette from Natasha Denona, and so they were for some reason let down by this one. I don't have the big star palette from Natasha Denona for reference, so I see this palette for what it is, and I think it's wonderful. First of all, this is $25. It's a mini palette from Natasha Denona, and you get 5 beautiful shades. I am absolutely obsessed with both of these matte shades in here because they are the perfect shades of matte that you need to create a really nice natural smoky look on your crease. I use this one as my crease color, this one to darken it up a bit, and it just gives you the prettiest brown smoky eye that is extremely easy to create. And then you have 3 beautiful pops of color in this one that make it very versatile, and you can basically use it for any occasion. You can, let's say, do only the matte shades for like work, or if you're just going around daytime makeup, you can put this nice champagne color all over the eyelid. For nighttime makeup, maybe you can go into this one or this one on the eyelid as a pop of color, and that will look beautiful. So this has taken the place of my most favorite mini palette from Natasha Denona this year, and I cannot recommend it enough. The next one I wanted to mention is this one right here, and this is actually what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I'm obsessed with this Duochrome shade right here. This is what I have on my eyelid, and you can totally see the Duochrome on camera because see how this eye looks really nice and like a light gold, and this one looks like a light pink right here. They look different. It's because the light is hitting them from different angles, so that just kind of shows you some of the super amazing dimension that this shade specifically has. This right here is the shade that I have on my outer corner and blended into the crease. So even though it's like a shimmery shade, you can totally use it on the crease of your eye and create really beautiful natural looks. And then I did not use this shade today, but this one I have right here almost on the outermost corner of the eye. And well, this is just a beautiful versatile little quad from Pat McGrath. All 4 shades in this one are Astro Blitz shades. I believe this came out for the first time 2 Christmases ago, and I just got it mid-year this year because I was buying a bunch of Pat McGrath palettes to complete my collection, and I was finally able to try it, and I have fallen in love with it. When I started buying all of the older Pat McGrath palettes that I had previously missed out on at the beginning of this year, one of the first ones I got was this one here, and I got it January this year because I was in the hunt for a perfect winter palette, and that is exactly what this is. I think this is a perfect winter palette, and I have fallen in love with this one because I think it is such a versatile palette. Check out the 5 Looks One palette that I did with it. I love the cool tone mattes in this one. I absolutely am obsessed with the pops of color that this palette has right over here, and it is definitely one of the Pat McGrath mothership palettes that I think about the most whenever I want to reach for one to create a look. I highly recommend it. It is, I think, a little bit underrated, this one, and it is so versatile and so beautiful, and well, I love it. And whenever I talk about that palette, I always want to make sure you know that blue eyeshadows don't necessarily look great on people with like greenish bluish eyes because it's like a little bit too much of the same, and this palette in particular looks beautiful on my eyes. But if you have brown eyes, you are missing out if you don't have this already, because this is the brown eyed girl palette right here. Not the last product, but the last makeup product is another Pat McGrath palette. I bought all of the Pat McGrath palettes I didn't have this year, and these that I'm showing you are just like the top of the top, you know. So this one here was a very surprising palette for me, because this is what the box looks like. This is Mothership number 3. The one I just showed you, I'm not sure if I said it, but this one was number 1. Anyways, because this box was this color, I wasn't attracted to this palette because, you know, when you buy the Pat McGrath palettes, the box is part of the experience, and this one just didn't call my name. However, let me tell you, the box has nothing to do with the palette itself, and this is probably the most versatile Mothership palette in my opinion. It's got great matte shades that go so amazingly well with every single pop of color that this palette has. I love the Astro Blitz shades in this one, particularly this like blue purple shade right here is beautiful. I also really love the smoky black shade. It is so stunning. And then of course, like these two up here are always, wait, that was a different one, there we go, always amazing. So highly recommend this one. I think it's been sold out for a little while now. Hopefully it'll come back in stock soon and you guys can get your hands on it, because it is such a beautiful palette. The 5 Looks 1 palette I did with that one might be one of my favorite 5 Looks 1 palettes I have ever done with Pat McGrath palettes. Now last but certainly not least, another thing that I got this year and I fell in love with, that, you know, released a couple of years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, was this right here. This is the case for my Dyson Airwrap and all of its beautiful attachments. I'm missing a couple in there. Okay, I'm missing a couple in there. Anyways, I wish I could show you my Dyson Airwrap, but it's in the other room and I'm too lazy to go pick it up. This might have been the best investment I made this year. I'm in love with this thing. I can straighten my hair with it, I can dry my hair with it, I can curl my hair with it. I have figured out how to make the curls last at least for like 14+ hours, which I think is incredible and something I've never been able to achieve before. Like, I've never had curls that last more than like half an hour before. Plus I got it in the beautiful limited edition color that they came out with for the holidays this year. I always thought the Dyson Airwrap was like a silly splurge. Like, I never thought that I was going to get as much use out of it as I do. And here's why. If you are somebody who dries and styles your hair every day with whatever you're using right now, and you want it, you should definitely get it, because you're going to get a lot of use out of it, right? But me personally, I was always so lazy and I would rather let my hair air dry than style it in any which way. And so I thought, I'm going to buy that thing and then I'm not going to use it, because I know me, you know? And that is not what has happened. I have actually used it so freaking much. I am impressed with myself. It's been now probably 2.5 months since I've had it and I'm still very excited to use it every time. And because I can get curls that last, it is worth it for me to spend an hour on my hair before I do my makeup. Before, I feel like I never used any styling products because, you know, if I tried to curl my hair within the hour, my curls would be gone. Anyways, highly recommended. I know it's a splurge. Ask for it for Christmas if you can, and I think you will absolutely love it. Okay, so that is my list of older products that I fell in love with in 2021. Let me know if you bought something you kept hearing about and you're in love with it down in the comment section. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave. And of course, you can check out the links to all of these products down in the description box of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys so much and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!